Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to our little virtual retreat, meditating on that classic movie, The Matrix. In this episode, we got to discuss the interview with the Oracle. We all know that it's a fun little interview, a fun scene, and it has a lot on the philosophical, metaphysical level. But the level I want you to focus on is the theme that comes back. And it starts in this scene. Mr. Anderson has to go to talk to the Oracle because the Oracle is the wise one who has great insight into the Matrix and reality and how to save the people who are freed. And so she's obviously a prophet of sorts. She's sort of a high priest, as it were. The line that is most important in this we have to meditate on is the Oracle tells you the truth. Doesn't tell you the whole truth, but tells you what you need to know. That's what Trinity says to Neo. Because if you know the scene, Neo's beginning to think that he might be the one. He's beginning to think that he really does have this mission to save the world. He's beginning to have this Messiah complex, as it were, which is a common feeling, a common characteristic of people who come to faith. Something like someone who quits smoking now knows they have a mission to help other people stop smoking. When someone comes to faith and embraces Catholicism, as it were, we feel we have to save the world with this. So that's a secret theme there. But notice the Oracle says to Neo, when he says, "So am I the one?" She says, "I'm afraid not," which is almost a denial, but it doesn't define what the one is. She knows that he doesn't know exactly what the one is. In his mind, he's thinking of this somehow Superman, superpower hero that can and should and will be immune from danger and even death. So she is denying only a certain level. And if you know the story well enough, when Trinity says that she visited the Oracle, she says, "She told me what I needed to hear." And that's what Trinity says to Neo afterwards. She told you what you needed to hear because she told Trinity that you will fall in love with the one. And that's obviously one of the key fundamental themes of the movie and themes of our faith. Faith in discovering the true faith is a lot like your faith in embracing true love. When you find the one you love, you know it. It's very difficult to prove it. It's very difficult to prove it to someone else. But it's that internal act of faith. It's an internal, which is so united to the internal act of love. And so Neo needed to be dissuaded from one aspect of thinking he's the one way of thinking about the Messiah, so that he would embrace another, because she does tell him that Morpheus at one point will be willing to sacrifice his love for the one he thinks is the one. And that's what happens once Cypher does his Judas traitor issue. Then they find themselves being trapped and caught by the agents, and Morpheus indeed does sacrifice. He's willing to sacrifice his life for Neo, and Neo remembers that, oh my gosh, that was prophesized. He was willing to sacrifice his life for the one he thought was the one. So Neo's faith in himself grows because Morpheus's faith in him was so strong. Any parents out there might be listening to this, tune in and pay attention to that, because that kind of faith that young people try to have in themselves often comes through a faith that parents have in their children. Children who have that from their parents have a special blessing. And when that's absent, it's an extra challenge, as it were. So we all learn what we need to know, but we don't get all the answers. And that's a very important part of our spiritual journey. God bless you. Don't forget to subscribe to Unlike Other Nations. See you next time.